talk about why we started the podcast, talk about why they started theirs. Talk about if I'll ever go to San Diego. The answer is no.
America's finest? America's finest city? No interest whatsoever?
I find that highly offensive.
I don't know.
A podcast about bourbon and the ones who drink it. This is Bourbon Matters.
On that note, welcome to, I guess, what is a combined, podcast with Bourbon Matters and America's Finest Podcast.
What's up, boys?
Hello.
Hey,
Little known fact that Jake and I go way back to the third grade when we were making, what is it? Remember those recycle bins we'd fill up with snow and just like block the entire street in your neighborhood?
Yeah, we used to make bunkers by our friend's mailbox, fill up the like old style recycling containers and build walls. So I was pro wall even in third grade.
You were pro wall a long time ago.
The best is when we did that one time, and then remember like some guy got out of his car all disheveled and mad, and then he kicked the thing down, and he drove back, and the wall was rebuilt again.
Oh yeah, he was only in the neighborhood for like 5 minutes.
He was pretty
classic.
Yeah. But yeah, dude. No, thanks for doing this, man. This will be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So do you guys want to introduce yourselves? Then we'll talk about our shtick for your guys listeners.
Yeah, definitely. So we're America's Finest Podcast. We essentially kind of started this thing because we wanted to kind of drive a better sense of community in SD. Like we realized this town is it's very fun. It's a good sense of identity. Like it knows what it is, right? It's a surf town, beach town, whatever. Not the big sense is like a sense of community, right? Like everyone's not from here, and we just kind of wanted to point out like funny things that would happen in the area.
yeah.
In addition to talking about other crap. But yeah, what else?
Definitely.
What else am I missing?
Yeah, no, that's pretty much hit it on the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So a surf town. Are you guys in Boise then, or where are you guys from?
Nailed it.
America's finest city.
Yeah.
San Diego. A whale's vagina.
Yeah. Actually,
Santiago.
that was also an idea we had to name our pod was a whale's vagina. But we're like, well, I don't know if I can tell my
I don't know if
mother.
anyone's gonna be listening.
Yeah, you can imagine my mom telling her friends yeah, so what's Kevin's podcast? Well, it's a whale's vagina. All right,
That would be like the ultimate troll on your parents, though.
Yeah.
How many people hate Will Ferrell just for that comment to live in San Diego, though?
I think
I don't know.
Anchorman is like an iconic movie out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though a lot of it wasn't actually filmed in San Diego, it really a lot of people are always referencing stuff from Anchorman. And I don't know. It's but maybe that's just because I grew up within the world. We all kind of grew up in the Will Ferrell days, so obviously it's a very quotable movie.
Yeah, it's true. But I will say though, America's Finest City is a pretty douchey nickname.
Yeah.
That's whoever came up with that.
It's assuming a lot.
Last name.
What's that guy?
Oh, it's assuming a lot.
Yeah, right. Right. But yeah, no. What about you guys, man? Like I said, Jake, I don't think we really had a chance. We drinking bourbon in your house a lot, right? But
yeah.
Why'd you start it in the first place?
Yeah. So Dan and I met through my wife Jenna.
My wife.
And we both of us had drank bourbon before. I wouldn't have called either of us connoisseurs.
No.
We were drinking Elijah Craig and Basil Hayden probably. And our third friend Roberto, who's unfortunately not here tonight, but he moved back to Illinois from Texas. So we actually went over to his house the week they moved back, and he has 200 something bottles of whiskey, and he opened up a bottle of E.H. Taylor, and that really solidified it for me and started to make it a problem.
It's more than a problem at this point for you.
Yeah. So the three of us started drinking whiskey and kind of hunting for bottles. And at some point, I'd kind of been wanting to do a podcast for a while. So I was just like, hey, let's just do it. And Dan was a little reluctant.
I don't like doing things that much. I'm not a big fan of extra
How
effort.
that-
You strike me as a guy who doesn't want to do stuff. Yeah.
I'm pretty lazy, so I'm the path of least resistance is what I like to go with.
What's
That's
funny
a-
is Dan does all of our research, so
I'm
he
also-
really
I'm
did a
also-
180 on the
Well, I'm a
commitment.
nerd. Like at heart, I'm a nerd.
So he's actually a guy that does shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean we started in I think January.
Yeah. Winter.
So we're
early winter.
what 9 months now ish, something like that.
Ish. And we just got back from we did a nice little long weekend over Labor Day, going down to Kentucky to hit up 7 distilleries. I hit
Yeah.
up 8. You guys all hit up 7. So stayed down there for a few days and saw some nice old historic places and distilleries. And I think we had just 1 or 2 sips of bourbon the entire weekend.
Yeah. I saw some of the posts
Yeah, give or take.
from your guys' trip. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't drink much. It was very, very low key soberness.
Yeah.
That's mad.
So yeah, you guys said that you're trying to like do some community building out in SD.
I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
I
Greg.
guess
Yeah.
that's a good way. Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it. We have like very everybody that we kind of know is from somewhere else. I'm not from San Diego. Our friends all hail from like New Jersey, Oklahoma, Wisconsin, Illinois. Like it's kind of from all over. So we're kind of trying to bring that kind of like hone in on something that we all love San Diego. We all get excited about like being here, whether it's like
Yeah.
the cool shit that comes through, concerts, festivals, stuff like that, or just having the beach and like year-round good weather. And I just think we want to like, I don't know, it's fun to talk about, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
look,
isn't
we want-
isn't
Oh, go ahead.
California kind of that way, like across the board? Is like no one's really from California.
It's really Southern California.
Yeah, Southern California, especially, I'd say.
Yeah.
But like San Diego, especially, like it's one of those things. Like it's cringy to get like roped in with Southern California and all that because like
Yeah.
I fucking hate LA. I'm sorry, I don't know if I can swear on you guys.
Yeah.
But I fucking hate-
You fucking cannot swear on our podcast.
I
You just
fucking
broke the
hate
first
LA.
goddamn rule. Don't swear on our goddamn podcast.
I don't know, and I think some people must feel the same way. But like to be like roped in with all that, it's such a different. And I, for a long time before I lived
Yeah.
here, thought the same thing. I'm like, San Diego's just a small LA. Like it's just
Right.
2 hours. It's right there. It's same weather, same kind of people. Not at all. Totally wrong on that one. So.
Yeah. Jake, if you're worried about not coming to California, I would say like SD is your play, man. It's
Yeah.
I think you like it out here.
It's a great-
Warden's been feeding me lies for like the past 4 years, so
I've been slowly, but yeah, it's like the big California exodus, right? Like I'm like trying to get all my friends to move out here to like stop the exodus of people.
If it's such a great place, then why is everyone leaving? I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so,
Dude,
expensive
rent,
right now.
people are getting fleeced out here.
Yeah,
Rent,
it's been
dude.
pretty crazy.
It's awful.
I mean,
Yeah.
here in Illinois, we had known nothing about people leaving our state.
yeah.
So
Right.
so many people moved to Illinois for the great low taxes and for the great everything else that we have here. Like we wouldn't know anything about people leaving our state.
Tremendous governors that definitely don't do jail time.
They definitely
Oh, yeah.
don't. They definitely don't.
Yeah. That is pretty outrageous, honestly. Was it 4 of the last 5 or something like that have done behind bars?
I think it's
Fourth-
close to half of the like modern governors have gone to jail.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
And when the new one took over, within 3 months, he's under federal investigation.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Although it did sound like Blago got jammed up, baby. Free Blago.
Yeah. Trump let him out.
Yeah, Trump pardoned him. Yeah. That's wild. But dude, really quick. So so what's with the bourbon double oak? I've had this
Yeah,
before.
why'd you guys recommend this?
Yeah.
With neither of us be much, well, I wouldn't consider us connoisseurs even in the
Yeah,
slightest, really.
We're kind of like your entry level whiskey guys.
Maybe
Yeah.
even if you can
At
call us
best.
that. Yeah,
At best. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But-
mean, like the Woodford double oak is great. It has a lot of like really awesome flavors. It's like and it's very bold. So like I know some people kind of get turned off from like very like washed out whiskey. So like in my opinion, it's easier to like jump in with something a little bit like bolder. Because it just like I think helps you get into it a little bit more. And then it's not too expensive. It's just like a pretty good like beginner's bottle, like in quotes.
Yeah, and what our first tour stop when we were down there was Woodford Reserve, and we have some people on the trip that aren't big whiskey people, and some of it was kind of their first time drinking it. And of the three we tried, which was a Woodford Rye, and then the double oaked, the people that don't drink whiskey all lean towards the double oaked. It's just more of a nice, easy to get into whiskey. Not a bottom shelf, so you're getting a good quality product, and then it has some good flavor with it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like a nice bite to it.
If I could say from a very like novice perspective here that like I like the sweetness of it almost. Like it's definitely, and then when I bring it up, I don't know if we're drinking out of the right glasses. I think we are. These are pretty like legitimate glasses. We should be drinking this neat.
Yeah, those are rocks glasses. They're fine.
You're good.
Okay.
No. Drink. The biggest thing you learn and when you're in Kentucky with this is whenever you're doing tastings, they always say, drink whiskey the way you like it. Like there's no wrong way to drink a whiskey. Some people like it neat. Some people like it with ice in it. Some people mix it with Coke, whatever. It's whatever you like whiskey, drink it that way.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to be like a snobby bastard, then you use like a Glencairn or something. But, no one's trying to be snobby right here, so we're good.
Oh, okay. No, that's cool. I mean, that's something that like I feel like I worked behind a bar for a long time, but it was more about like just pumping drinks out and whatever glass you can get it into because these people want to get drunk. So it wasn't really like something you consider unless you work in like a high class like bistro or something like that. Then I feel like they take time kind of like
if you're drinking it on the rocks, you're drinking it from the right glass.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're drinking it neat, it's fine to drink it that way. It's just don't pour two fingers into a rocks glass because it'll be a lot of whiskey.
Okay.
Oh, geez, Kevin. No.
Greg had kind of a day at school, so I'm like, I'm gonna hook him up fat here with at least 3 shots. In that
I'm like already 100 times better. So.
He's already feeling better.
Yeah, I already feel great.
So you're going back to school, right? I think you guys have been talking about it through your first few episodes.
Oh yeah.
You've been hearing
Episode 3 or 4, I think, was what my first week back on campus.
Dude, I'm trying to get him to join a fraternity. He doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, no.
That was hilarious.
30. Are you like 30-some-year-old frat?
I turned 31 last week.
Nice, yeah. Perfect time to join a frat.
I don't know. I see them around, like, kind of setting up their booths and trying to get people to come over, but none of the cool ones are looking.
Dude, you could be like Blue from Old School.
That's exactly what I said. Like, all you have to do is go to these Rust parties and be like, I'm Blue. And they'll be like, oh, this guy's fucking rad, man.
It's not a Todd Phillips movie. I just don't think that's how it works. But yeah, it's been quite the experience going back. I'm almost like a little, as weird as it sounds, like I'm almost a little shy when I say things because I'm like, man, I'm like so much older than like today. We had this like stuff going on. And they're like, all right, everybody from the group, like get up and say something. I'm like, I've been public speaking for years. Like, I don't really need to practice. Like, some of these other kids are like,
he's a former sergeant in the Marines for God's sakes, right?
Also, that's why I'm so late to school. I did 9.5 years in the Marine Corps, so I'm a little bit behind on all that. But but it's been interesting so far. It's just and then coming back, we were doing online school for so long, and now being back in person, it's like adjusting to the shittiness, and now we're kind of like having fun with it on campus again. It's different, but
school, from what he says, Jake, like school has changed a lot from when we were there.
I'm sure.
Everyone always told me about syllabus week. They're like, oh dude, you don't have to do shit the first week. I'm like, first class, like they're already getting into shit that you got to know. I'm like, syllabus week that like barely existed. I was very surprised about that.
I never had like an easy syllabus week even when I was in school. But I was at UIC, so like people actually went there to learn.
Do you think
So have you guys lived outside of either of you guys? Have you ever lived outside of Illinois for like a significant amount of time or?
I haven't.
I took a job right out of college up in Milwaukee, or north of Milwaukee, so I lived north of Milwaukee for
Okay.
probably about 6 months. But otherwise, it's been started off northwest Illinois and now northeast Illinois.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I moved a full 15 minutes down the road from my childhood home. So,
Hey guys, sorry, really quick. So Zoom is giving me 10 minutes here unless I upgrade.
oh, great.
Yeah. So do we keep rolling or do you
Yeah,
want me
we'll
to
keep
start?
rolling. We'll do an intermission in 10 minutes,
Okay.
and we'll be right back after that.
All right.
That's how our whole beer drinking thing started. Was we kept running out, or we would hit that point where we're like, okay, we gotta like stop because we're just gonna totally
Yeah.
go off on ridiculous tangents at this point. And then we'd be like, all right, we're gonna take a break, and then we would go grab beer and then come back like a little bit, tipsy, and start talking about whatever we want to talk about at the end of the show. And
Yeah.
we drink IPAs, so
Some of our
that's
best
kind of
ideas is where they came from.
I think so.
Yes.
Do you guys into other like types of spirits, or is it strictly bourbon? Like, are you guys just like if you go out, or if you like haven't, like, are you guys experimenting with other stuff? Or I mean, obviously your bourbon stuff, but
Yeah, I'll do mixed drinks out. Mainly, I mean, a lot of times it's a whiskey mixed drink, but I don't mind a good gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like a good gin. That's the only clear spirit I'll touch though.
Yeah,
You guys ever do gin shots, like chilled gin shots?
I've sipped gin before.
Yeah, I
if
sip
it's
gin
like
too,
good
if it's
gin.
gin.
Yeah.
So when you guys have a second, try like chilling gin, like basically like I guess like freezing the glass and like putting like a really cold gin in there. That I hate like vodka shots and gin shots, but like chilled gin shots are next level good. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
interesting.
I'm a little bit older than all you guys, and shots are kind of behind me in my life.
Oh, thank you. No, I've been saying that for a long time. I have rules about shots.
Yeah, we still
very, very vocal about that.
we still got one buddy that's like pretty heavy in it, so we get like roped into doing it every time around. But, yeah.
We did shots on Jenna's birthday, and I think that was the first shot I did in 10 years.
Jeez.
I did one when we were did the Kentucky Derby. We all lost a bet on who was going to win the race, so we all had to do a shot of Fireball.
Oh yeah, I didn't do that. I refused.
Just awful.
Dude, Fireball is like it's almost like a time warp back to college or when you're like 18 or 19.
Dude,
Yeah.
well, to me, it's a time, not even a time warp, but just a warp to the ski slopes. Like,
Yeah.
that's what we stick in our ski jacket when we're riding up the chairlift and just take nips
Right.
off the little Fireball thing. It's delicious. That and Jaeger.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
are
you
two,
can play.
those are two
Yeah, I can't do either of those.
great chairlift shots to take on the way up.
Come on, I thought this was the Shots Matter podcast.
No.
God, I smell Jaeger, I get sick. Jesus.
Holy shit. Well, yeah. I mean, so what else we got to talk about here?
So when you guys were starting out Bourbon Matters, or the Bourbon Matters, what kind of things did you guys like? What kind of issues or like things did you guys run into in the beginning that you were like, man, I don't know if we're ever gonna get over this, and like how like did you overcome those things? Like what slowed you down in the beginning that kind of like maybe uninspired you for a little bit, or like what did you do, and what did you do to push through those things?
Yeah.
It's like one of the biggest things I had was over editing. Like we were recording in my basement, and the first episode was just I left the air conditioner on so you could just hear it running in the background the whole time.
Yeah.
So that was, whatever, moved on. Second episode, I tried to cut out every and like and stuff like that. So I literally sat there editing for like 2 hours trying to like chop all that shit out, and then I went and like listened to like other people's podcasts, and I was like, no one's doing that.
No.
It's like that was a huge waste of time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It sounds very unnatural, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's like yeah, and like I at first I wanted the podcast to sound really polished. And then the more I like listened to other shows, I realized like that's not really the sound that we want.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, especially like this is what Greg and I talk about. Like you got to sound authentic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you want to sound pretty clean, and you want to make sure your sentences are being, you're coherent in what you're saying. But at the same time, like, there are guys that I listen to that are, famous podcasters that basically mumble their way through. You know? So it's, if you are authentically you and you got a good message to say, like, you'll do pretty well, right?
Yeah,
So.
I mean, I try not to like edit anything. I had to cut one joke that Dan made because it was it was really out there.
Yeah, apparently it's too soon for Anne Frank jokes these days, but
Dude, hell yeah.
Wow, 80 years later?
Yeah, dude. Dan, do you listen to the podcast Come Town by any chance?
no.
Dude, if you like crazy off like dirty jokes, listen. They're on Patreon, and they're like YouTube clips are everywhere. But
They just lost one of their guys.
yeah, they just lost one of their key dudes. But if you go back to their old shit, they are fucking hysterical. Like I think that they're the funniest dudes out there, man. Like Anne Frank jokes are very much in the cards in that podcast.
Yeah, like it's funny because like the stuff I play in Cards Against Humanity, I can't say on the podcast.
Yeah,
It's like I really have to hold back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Greg and I have already caught ourselves a couple times being like, all right, we need to fucking back off this.
Yeah.
This is gonna end badly for us.
Yeah. But it's not too hard when you're starting out. You're kind of like, we're just going with it. We're just trying to garner a following here and,
shoot the shit.
chug along. But
yeah. I mean, we've tried to steer clear of like incendiary topics.
Politics for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, just trying to focus on like whiskey and we did shit on Stoli for like 6 episodes straight.
We or Roberto.
That's great.
But yeah.
What about you? What's been the toughest thing for you guys to get going?
Oh God, just the technical stuff.
I think technically, we're doing okay. We have a good setup with just like the two of us, but like trying to set this up with you guys, which everything you guys helped us out with, like setting us up and doing all this.
Don't say you guys. It was Jake.
Okay.
Don't put my name anywhere close to helping anybody.
Well, it's been very, very like helpful towards us, and getting to do this is huge because now we know we have the capabilities to be able to do something like this.
Yeah.
And I think just really, working through some of the stuff, what we have a really hard time with is staying on topic. We run off on tangents all the time, and we had 2 episodes. The first episode, we recorded a second episode that we had never released, and it was just nothing but like pop culture reference after pop culture reference, shitting on one thing, grooving to another, and there was no sort of like structure to it whatsoever.
Yeah.
There were some funny things that came out of it, but nobody wants to sit there and listen to that for an hour and a half. And I feel like that was one of the hardest things is we have to narrow it down and keep people interested for 45 to 50 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised though. I think
Really?
one of our favorite episodes, we probably talked about Tom Cruise for about a good 15 minutes.
Yeah.
and half the things we said were probably not even right.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, like we were talking about Zach Wilson like ad nauseum, like remember that whole shit? Yeah, he like banged his mom's friend or whatever. Like, that was phenomenal, honestly.
Yeah. That's good content.
Yeah.
Right.
I think you can always like clip that stuff.
That's
like,
what exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're aiming towards, I think, is finding some like if we're worthy of premium content, that would be the kind of stuff we could
or like throw together like Instagram reels.
Yeah,
helped
dude,
us
that's
a
what I'm
lot.
trying to do right now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. So that like did that help kind of propel you guys to where you're at now, or was that something that kind of came along after you had already?
Don't act like we're a big podcast because we're definitely not a big podcast. We've earned like what $6 in ad revenue or something in a year, or
$8.75.
$8.75 in like 9 months. So I mean, we're averaging $1 a month. Someday we'll have some money.
You guys have only been running for 9 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$8 is
awesome.
$8.75, not $875.
Yeah, no.
I don't know how much of a problem this is going to be from here either, but I'm not much of a social media guy as of like probably like 4 or 5 years at this point now. But like I had my girlfriend look you guys up when we were going to do this on because she has Instagram. And I was like, yeah, check these guys out, the Bourbon Matters. I think Kevin sent me the link over or whatever. And yeah, you guys had like a pretty good following. So I was like, well, if that's 9 months worth of work to get, a couple hundred followers at least, like that's pretty good. And it seems like that's like a pretty good step in the right direction. But
yeah, all of that was my wife.
Yeah. And
that's awesome. That's what I'm saying. Is like Kevin and I we're not marketeers in that social media department. So we're gonna need somebody that maybe
knows what the fuck they're doing. Yeah, because like I mean, we have like just our friends like locally follow us, and you guys as well, right? And like yeah, like I mean, Jake, you know how I feel, and Dan probably too. Like I despise social media. Like I'm willing to overlook my hatred of social media just because I love bullshitting so much.
Yeah.
I definitely feel the same way. If it was up to me, I wouldn't have made any kind of social media account for it, but it's impossible to get any kind of following without it.
Right.
Which is just like the sad reality. But yeah, I mean, my wife Jenna does all the social media for us. Yeah, we were doing fairly well in the beginning. We got a lot of like friends and family to follow us. But I think we really started taking off once we had Roberto do these really dumb reels. Because he had one of them. I don't remember which one it was.
I think it was one for the March Dramnus events or something. They got a bunch, and
yeah, it was the one where he had to do a shot of pink vodka because he lost. He bet me that he could guess the final two whiskeys in our March Dramnus event, where we did a blind tasting bracket, and I guessed them right, and he guessed them completely wrong. So he had to do a shot of pink lemonade vodka, and it got like
made by Barstool Sports, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say shout out Barstool Sports.
Yeah. But that reel got us like 4,000 views or something like that. And
did you guys tag Pink Whitney in there and like Barstool and stuff? Because I feel like that probably
that actually would help.
I don't even know.
Yeah, Jenna does it all. We don't know anything about it. It's when you ask
really
like
cool. You guys have been able to kind of like
that's what we need. Like we need like some like homie that's
some
like down
guru,
to do that.
Some guru that knows how to, because like we're just here to talk.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's done a great job of like tagging all the distilleries and stuff when we do things, and then we've had some reach out to us. I had took a nice photo of a bottle of Old Elk when I was out kayaking one day, and we tagged them, and then they asked if they could use that on their Instagram and tag us in it.
Yeah.
So just like small things like that, especially like more than like the mid-sized distilleries, the small to mid-sized, have done some of this. And when you ask the question of like the starting off, it took probably about 5 months to get to 400 followers.
Yeah. And then we've been like on an exponential curve.
Yeah, exponential. We're getting like 20 some a week now. So it took almost half a year to get to 400, and we're over 600 some, or about 600.
Almost 600, I think.
Yeah. In the last couple months.
That's good to hear.
Just gotta stay with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Like for us, right? Like we just gotta stay with it.
That's awesome.
And you can time stamp this recording in like 3 years when we're like the next Joe Rogan's,
Yeah, I mean, it's like for you guys, it's about like getting out there and like just because like when we go to like like tastings near us or like different like local distilleries, we're like not shy about saying that we have a show, and then we get like 1 or 2 people out of like the 50 that we talk to actually like look us up. Then
it's a numbers game, right?
That's was gonna be my like next question. Basically, was like if there was some advice that you guys could tell us when you were in the stage that we're in, like, and it feels like you guys just hit it on the head there. So that's awesome. Like that's encouraging. It's inspiring to hear that for sure. Because
you guys are heroes.
We're like sitting here just like, well, we got like 30 something people listening to us over the course of like a month and a half. And like, we're trying to like work it. Kevin's doing an awesome job with getting us out there in as much as he can. But it sounds like having somebody that's willing to put in the work on the social media side is going to be crucial going forward from here.
Yeah, like you also have like a good advantage of being at a school. Like that's a great place to kind of like spread stuff like word of mouth.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that gets spread at schools.
Especially at San Diego State.
Oh god, yeah, SDSU. There's a lot going around there.
Oh, there,
I mean, it's not quite Arizona State, but
I mean, it's a good academic school, but it's definitely they party at SDSU.
Yeah, for sure. No, they do.
If our experience at tailgate was any indication, but
absolutely.
But
yeah, that's a good point.
To your guys' point, man, like I'm really just gonna go like walk around like the neighborhood in PB. Like we got, I don't know how many people live in PB, like
about 10 or 12,000 people probably in like PB, probably.
Yeah, the area.
Yes, I'd say.
Well, maybe more, but I'm just gonna write like the Instagram handle like and chalk around like the sidewalk. You know what I mean? Like up and down the boardwalk, like just anywhere I can just absolutely spam people. You know? Yeah.
So Instagram's kind of that's how you get the people to listen. Is kind of what I'm hearing. Is like you link your Instagram page to your Spotify. Yeah. It's hard to get wherever people listen to podcasts. What do they say at the end? Wherever you get your podcasts from. But like that's kind of what you do is you send out your links via Instagram because people want to follow Instagram. It seems like. It's the easy platform to kind of like.
I mean, a lot of people like look for the new episode notifications on Instagram. So like, I think you guys have been keeping up with that, which is good.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, you guys have been pretty regular in your releases, right? Like, I think you guys are weekly, aren't you?
Somewhat. We're trying to get there. Yeah. We're trying to get there, but again, it's hard. Conflicting schedules, and it's just like life comes.
Yeah,
around.
I mean that's when it's even more important to like put it out on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah,
to let people know there's a new episode.
Yeah, when you're getting inundated with a bunch of work and shit. Yeah,
right.
It's like you think it would be really easy to just click the notification bell on Spotify or YouTube, but it seems to be a real struggle for a lot of people.
Wait, every single YouTube person is like, subscribe, ring the bell. Yeah.
Right, dude.
That's true.
That's like a recent in the last couple of years, man. Like it's like everyone and their mother is spamming you to like their shit on or like follow their shit on YouTube.
Because you can get paid for that.
Oh yeah, no. Oh my god, yeah. No, I totally understand the hustle. I'm just saying, like now you watch like a fucking like roller coaster video, and like the guy's like, oh, like my channel and shit.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, all right.
It's the same thing as like I watch stuff on Twitch all the time. And they always say, hey, if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, you get a free Twitch subscription every month. So make sure to use it. And it's like, they say that every time, but every time, like, as soon as they say that, you'll see like all these new subscribers pop up because it's like, you're like, oh shit, I have this. I might as well use it.
Yeah.
Oh,
man. And Dan, I have to say, one of the most addicting things, I swear to God, is like an anchor or whatever. Like when you're watching like new people like listen, like that is like a fucking like euphoric rush. You know what I mean? Like, oh fuck yeah, like people, Like,
Oh yeah. I check the our like stats every Monday because the episodes come out Sunday overnight Sunday. So then like I see how many people listen on day one, and then like I'll check it again on like Friday to see like where we're at before like right before the next release, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I was really bad about it. I was checking like every day, like multiple times.
Yeah, it gets addicting.
That's where you gotta just wait once. I gotta stop, and then do it once a week. Like
Well, because the problem is it's in the fucking browser right next to like all my work shit. You know what I mean? So I'm like, email on PowerPoint, like let's see how that's doing today.
Like, so what do you guys think of the Broken Barrel? Is that what it is?
Yeah. So.
The LA.
What do you guys think?
Dude, you got an LA whiskey.
Yeah, we're drinking a Broken Barrel. They're from LA. I mainly bought it because I have two bottles. I have this one, which is straight American wheat whiskey, finished with cognac staves. And then the other one is a rum stave finish. But I mostly bought them because they're like solid black bottles, and I thought that was really badass.
Okay.
Jake has high standards for whiskey.
Yeah. This one's 120 proof. but it doesn't really taste like it.
It's
pretty smooth, but
for a weeded, it's rough. If this was a normal bourbon, I would say it tastes pretty light. But for weededs are normally lighter.
Yeah.
So 120 proof weeded does have a little bit of a kick to it. I wouldn't normally expect that out of a wheat.
But yeah. So these guys are from LA. They I think they source all of the whiskey, and then they take used barrels of different types, and they actually break them up, and then put the staves in the whatever whiskey barrel they bought, and then age it with the staves in for like another 3 years or something, just to like impart some like different flavors in there. So it's interesting. It's pretty good. I like the rum one is also pretty good. I think it was pretty affordable. I want to say this bottle was only like $40 or something. So, and they shipped directly to me from LA, which was pretty nice. I didn't have to go try and find it somewhere.
True.
What's a really new question here? What does wheated whiskey mean exactly?
Yeah, that's totally new to me.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is.
So,
For that.
like your big whiskeys. So, like what you guys are drinking are Woodford. That Woodford Double Oak is a bourbon, so it's at least 51% corn. And then there's going to be some rye and some malted barley in it. Those are your main grains. The other grain that people put in is wheat. So wheat usually gives you a little bit softer, smoother flavor than a rye. Rye has some more spicy notes. Corn is very sweet. So it's just, you mix it all up. There's almost always going to be some malted barley in there for the enzymes to break down the starch into sugar. But there's four main grains. The main one is in whiskey is always going to be, or normally going to be corn. Bourbon, definitely corn. A lot of your whiskeys are still going to be pretty high in corn. Unless it's a rye whiskey, it'll be higher in rye.
Okay.
Yeah,
so just your grain breakdown.
This one's a straight American wheat whiskey. So that means it's 51% wheat minimum.
At least 51, yeah.
This one, they actually have the mash bill on here. So it's 85% wheat, 15% malted barley. So it's a pretty high wheat whiskey.
This might be a little bit too difficult of a question to answer, but like, is there any whiskey that you've ever had from like doing like, because you guys, drink a lot of, is it bourbon specifically, right? And
we call it bourbon matters, but they like ryes. So
yeah, well, any whiskey's fair game, but
okay. Yeah. Is there anyone that like stands out that you're like, wow, I didn't really know that this was going to be exceeding my expectations of what I would be drinking right now, and it kind of was like, came out of nowhere, and you're like, wow, this is now a staple in my liquor cabinet. Yeah.
That bad boy there that Dan put right behind your Zoom video.
Jack Daniel's Bonded.
Jack Daniel's Bonnet?
Bonded, BONDED. So bonded means it's 100. There's a couple different rules, but basically it means it's 100 proof. It's a straight whiskey, or straight bourbon. It's I don't like Jack Daniel's Old Number 7 at all. Not the slightest bit. Jack's had this overseas, but they brought it into America recently, and it's just a little bit different. It's the exact same ingredients, the exact same proportions as the Old Number 7. It just comes out they just proof it up a little bit higher at 100 proof instead of 90.
90, I think.
I think 90 is their normal.
90. Okay.
So damn good for $35-$40. I hate Jack Daniels.
It really has no business being as good as it is. Because like,
is that because it's Jack Daniels? Is that?
I mean, like I like Jack Daniels personally, but like Dan has like a strong disdain for it. And when I forced him to try this, and he was like, "Oh my god, this is like." This is not the same.
It is a great daily drinker for people that like whiskey and don't like Old Number 7.
Yeah. And it's reasonably priced. I think it's like 40, 45.
35 is
retail. 35?
Yeah. People are still marking it up, but you can find it for retail.
Yeah, that's actually pretty reasonably priced. Yeah. That's going to be like better than the Old Number 7. Right?
Yeah, I mean, you can find it anywhere now. It was a little hard to find at first. When it first came out, there were a bunch of people that were like buying it up like it was going to go out of style. But now it's pretty much everywhere.
Okay.
That's good to know. Keep my eye out.
Yeah, we need some new drinks, dude.
It is a smaller bottle though, so it is $35, but it's only 700 milliliters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
What are you losing? 50 milliliters? I can't do the conversion in my head, but it doesn't feel like a ton, right?
It's enough.
Is it?
It's enough.
Enough to make you sober.
Okay.
Supposedly that's the like European standard.
I was going to say, is that the standard overseas? Because that would make sense. Okay, that makes sense.
We were told by a couple different distillery reps, I think, that we should be on the lookout because everyone's going to start doing it now.
With costs going up, they're not going to charge more. They're just going to give you less.
Yeah.
And since they're making this Jack Daniels and a lot of these are selling overseas anyways, then they got to have two different bottle sizes. So if they go to 700 milliliters, they only got to worry about one bottle size.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's bad enough that we have to do it in milliliters. Now they're going to take more away, put us on a European standard. Like, my God, when does it end?
That's fucked up.
Well, we're already, if you think about it, we're already measuring our bottles by milliliters in the U.S. as it is. They've already got us, fireballs here,
They would love to have everyone on one standard. They would love that shit.
I would too. Which standard it should be is up in the air, but it would be fucking easier.
I'm not saying let's
be honest.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be convenient. But it's just like, all right, like what? Yeah, like there's a certain. There's certain. Certain things you grew up with that are very comfortable. That, it would take a long time to adopt. What's the actual game, right?
Yeah.
So we can just be compatible with Europe. Like, fuck that. Like.
No, not just Europe. Every country but 3 countries.
Yeah, across the world. I recognize, for the rest of the world, it would be fine. But there's I don't know.
It's like us, like Bolivia and some other random country or something.
Something random as fuck, right? Somewhere in Africa or something.
Solomon Islands.
So dumb.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So dumb.
So what are your guys' thoughts on the double oak?
Dude, delicious. Okay, so my initial reaction was a little different from how I'm feeling about it now. After I'd say a glass and a half of Kevin's pour, which is very nice.
Yeah, it was nice hefty pour.
Very hefty. It was really. It felt dry in the beginning, and I was also it's also.
I was just gonna say it is fucking scorching. Yeah, Southern California.
Here, California, so we're dying.
Dude, it's coming out of our pores, man.
It's bad. I've been sweating this whole time, but it's been as I've been drinking more of it, it goes down so much smoother, and I've actually gotten to taste some of the sweetness of it when I actually as pretentious as this might sound, I actually smell caramel a little bit.
You'll get a lot of caramel out of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'm not too far off.
No, you're right. Now.
Okay. I was when I not necessarily drinking it so much, but obviously the taste and smell are related. But when I take it up, I kind of smell the caramel notes. Notes? Would that be the right way to put it? Or?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. But I'm very much so enjoying it. So,
this is a great call. Yeah. This was dude, this drink is one of the last actually last time I had this was drinking neat in Chicago. And I think the first time I ever had Woodford was the double oak. And the rest of the night didn't go so good, but it was an end of the night drink, but it was delicious. Yeah. The one memory I had, it's pretty good.
Now, would you ever want to honestly, would you guys ever make an old fashioned out of this, or would this be strictly something that you would drink neat on the rocks?
Yeah.
Or,
I don't see why you couldn't make an old fashioned from it.
Okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't be sacrilege. There's certain whiskeys and bourbons that it would be sacrilege to make an old fashioned out of.
Got it.
I wouldn't say this is to be sacrilege at all. I wouldn't look at you down on you for making a cocktail out of it at all.
Okay.
It's the flavor profile for if I'm gonna do a old fashioned, it's not quite the flavor profile I'm looking for in an old fashioned.
That makes sense.
But that's my palate. So
it would be a pretty heavy old fashioned in terms of flavor. Not that that's the end of the world. But yeah, I've never tried. Maybe I should try it. I just go
to old fashioned because I know it's got to be the most popular bourbon cocktail, I would assume, right? And so that's kind of where I go to with that. So I always just imagine I'm okay, is this a whiskey that I would just want to drink neat on the rocks, or would I actually want to make it into a cocktail? And so that's good to know. That's what I like to hear. So
and Jake makes a killer old fashioned.
Yeah.
I believe it, dude. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Check out the Bourbon Matters YouTube page to see his recipe.
Yeah, maybe I'll do a
shout out the Bourbon Matters YouTube
little
page.
plug when I can.
Maybe I'll do a double oak cocktail for the next one.
Yeah,
find something.
Please. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Share the recipe.
Well, I know you guys are big sports guys.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, we're gonna cross this bridge. Yeah.
We have football season starting in tomorrow. Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Rams Bills.
Yeah. Oof, starting off hot.
I know. Could you imagine that game 10 years ago? No one would fucking watch that game 10 years ago. Dude, it's so much different now.
Those teams were
It's so much different. The Bears are so much better than they were 10 years ago.
Now that's not true either. I believe I mean I can't say because Aaron Rodgers has been
remember
Packers now for 14 years.
Yeah, he's been there. He's been lighting it up. But yeah, I mean, what was it? 10 years ago, that was Cutler was still there.
Yeah,
still like after that 2010 NFC championship.
Or 2 years after that.
2 years. Yeah.
So, but yeah,
fucking mess, dude.
Why? I mean, we got fantasy football to look forward to because I mean, Justin Fields up and coming. We can't count this guy out.
Yeah, Dan, I gotta be honest with you, bro. Like the Packers are at the end of their fucking rope, dude. Like you got maybe another year, and then you got Jordan Love coming up, which is maybe the biggest miss the Packers have had in quite a while.
I won't say that. Say that.
I'll say.
In my lifetime, I've never experienced Packers implosions, and so it's hard for me to sit here and rule that out. You know,
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I've had one thing is I've grown up in Illinois. I was a Packer fan since my earliest memories. Eventually, we're not going to be good sometime. I don't know when that's going to be. But, I mean, the worst quarterback I had to deal with was Don Majkowski. And I used to have a Don Majkowski poster on my wall until he got hurt. and Don Majkowski still wasn't an awful quarterback.
Yeah.
Was he the guy before Favre?
Yeah. No, number 7.
Damn.
The magic man, as they called him. But yeah, no, it's been a good run. We've done okay against the Bears since I've been alive.
Done more than okay.
I was gonna say okay is like an understatement.
Yeah, I miss the days when we'd go like 1-1 against the Packers.
Right. What's a fucking series, dude? Yeah.
We're barely splitting the series with the Lions anymore. These days.
Apparently, our quarterback owns the city of Chicago now, which is pretty cool.
So he thinks.
You know, I'm not going to get too deep into this, but I watched an interview about that not too long ago.
Did you watch the Big Cat interview, the Barstool interview?
I did, yeah.
That was a great interview.
It was a great interview. I actually have a lot more respect for Aaron Rodgers after watching that than I did beforehand.
Dude, Rodgers is great.
He really does, all it is he grew up watching the Bulls and Michael Jordan running shit throughout the 90s, you know?
Yeah.
And so everything that he talks shit about, I don't need to reiterate this, it's all over everywhere, but it's all respect that he has for Chicago as a sports city, which is cool.
And he's talked about it ad nauseum of how he misses playing against Brian Urlacher because they both had so many dummy calls, and they talked about the line of scrimmage pre-snap between him and Urlacher were some of his favorite things because it was just a mental back and forth between the two of them. And what are they saying that's real and what is not real?
Right. Yeah. What's all fake? Yeah. Dude, absolutely. You know, it's a great interview for both the guys to watch. Jay Cutler just had Brian Urlacher on, and they were talking about some of that stuff.
Really?
Dude, Urlacher, he seems like kind of a dumb jock. Urlacher's actually really smart.
Yeah.
Dude, watch his Hall of Fame speech.
Yeah.
It makes me cry every time I watch it.
He's rad, dude.
It's because you're a vagina.
No, because he was my hero growing up, man. There's no one you want to look up to more at that point as a middle linebacker than number 54 for the Chicago Bears. Honestly,
your opinion would change if you drove down I-90 towards O'Hare.
Yeah. And all you see is Brian Hairlacker.
Dude, yes.
All the hair
dude, those billboards are all over Chicago. It's so funny, bro. It's all right, dude, he looked more badass without hair. I don't know why you need to have hair. You know what I mean? He looked way cooler without it.
I mean, yeah, he looked more intimidating.
Probably about.
So here's the thing. Here's the perspective-wise. I didn't grow up in Illinois. I didn't grow up anywhere near Chicago. I grew up in Colorado in a small western town in the middle of the Rockies, and I still grew up a Bears fan. I wasn't a Broncos fan, but I didn't get that everything I read was like news about the Broncos, the organizations, shit like that.
Yeah.
I just grew up watching the Bears and being a huge fan. I wasn't the intricacies of the organization and how much shit talking you guys do in Chicago as fans to everybody that owns the teams is like new to me. Like that's new to me. Like I've never
the McCaskies are like persona non grata number 1 in Chicago. You know?
I know. I've never heard
even like all Chicago sports, like
everything.
New player comes to the city and like everyone's all on board, but they're given like 2 chances tops. If they fuck up, they're done. Excommunicated. You're out. No one ever wants to see you play again.
The best thing about being a Packer fan in Illinois is getting all the Chicago sports talk radio, because every time after a bad Bears loss, the whole next day is me just listening to Chicago sports talk radio, because as a Packer fan, it's better than porn. Just to hear everyone call in and just turn on the team. Like the smallest thing. And it is just blown out of proportion. And you just sit there and you're like, God,
you got your lotion, your box of Kleenex next to you, and your fucking head.
Oh my God. It is just I don't need the lotion, I don't need the Kleenex. I just sit there and it's just like, oh, this is so good.
Masturbation,
that's insane.
Dude, it's on that same note, dude. It's funny, like when Rogers was talking to PFT recently, he was saying like PFT like did the same shit, dude. He was like when the Packers lost to SF and that snow game in the playoffs.
It is.
PFT was like he sat in his car and like just listened to Packers talk radio, like make it the fucking stadium a dome, like blow up the team, get rid of Rogers. He's like, he just sat in his car and listened to it for 3 hours just for that same reason. You know?
I did love in that interview because Rogers asked the question that every Packer fan asks. He's like, does it hurt for you as a Bears fan that the only joy you get out of football is watching us lose when you aren't playing? And the guy's like, Big Cat's like, no, I don't care about that. I'm perfectly fine with that. As a Bears fan, I'm fine that that's the highlight of my season.
It is. It is. I get a feeling. I feel that too. I really do. The last thing I want to do is see the Packers and more recently the Rams, because again, LA, no go. When you guys come out and visit, San Diego's the place to be. We got some great whiskey bars around here.
You guys didn't come out here.
Great whiskey bars around here. You guys could definitely come up with some content out here, no doubt about it.
But I'll come out there after that earthquake separates California from the rest of the United States.
That's coming. Yeah, that's coming.
Yeah, it's crazy. Everybody it's always like people. I lived in Alaska for about a year and a year and a half, and like people said the same thing up there. They're like, if California doesn't make it out of COVID, we don't really give a fuck. I'm like,
I'm convinced.
They don't like it down here. They don't like people down here.
The entirety of the country hates California.
It's crazy.
It really is wild.
It's crazy.
I mean, I do want to come out there. Warden has talked it up quite a bit. I think it'd be fun for a visit. Yeah, I'll just wait till the rolling blackouts are over.
Dude, let's not even joke about that, because we're running some fucking big ass lights right now, and I'm worried that we're about to kill Kevin's power grid right here.
Dude, Jake, it's crazy, dude. So they were just sending us like texts and like shit like the last I don't know how many days.
Yeah.
And they were saying they're like, hey, like please turn off your power past 4 p.m.
Dude, they've been saying it for days now.
Yeah, because otherwise, like you run the risk of like a rolling blackout. Like what the fuck, dude?
It's like fucking unnerving.
Maybe you guys shouldn't spend all that time charging your electric cars and just use fossil fuels like the rest of the goddamn country. You wouldn't have to worry about it.
They said the Tesla stations were shut off between like 4 to 9 on the weekdays or something.
I mean, I'm getting 16 miles per gallon in my Ram 1500 V8 Hemi. You don't see me complaining.
Big deal.
We do. We suffer through this shit to enjoy the parts that aren't shit.
Yeah, like the thing is, like it's the way I rationalize it.
Here we are. We're supposed to be bringing the community together.
I know.
Well, welcome to the Illinois people.
Yeah.
We're just going to bring you down.
We're moving out of California back to Illinois.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't.
Illinois is proactively trying to turn itself into California right now.
Yeah,
so don't try and leave.
But we don't have the beach.
Yeah. Well, we do, but it's like connected to Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
All the toxic lake water.
Well,
that they dump in
when
there.
I grew up not even growing up, but like recently in Colorado, like people are so sick of Californians moving to places like Colorado.
Yeah.
You see people from Idaho getting really upset about it. Oregon, Nevada, Utah, especially, like they're not, and it's a big movement. They say do not Californicate Idaho.
Yeah.
California. It's
Montana,
too late for Colorado.
I'll
be honest with you, it's too late for Colorado, but it's crazy how people are like, stop bringing your fucking crazy, ideology and all your money and fucking our shit up because we got a good thing going on here.
Yeah, we're not trying to export Valley Girls out of California to all these other places. Just stay there. Everyone will be better off.
I don't know about that. Hold on a minute.
No, the Valley Girls are fine. Everyone else is not.
Jake, go to Coachella and like give me that opinion afterwards. Right? Like,
you'd have to drag my dead corpse to Coachella.
Yeah, or you know what? I'm kind of on the same. I would do
better still. Stagecoach you would like. So Stagecoach is like the country festival that they throw on the same grounds as Coachella.
Oh yeah,
which is supposedly pretty rad.
Yeah, I'm sure it's real country music too. Florida Georgia Line headlining that.
You know what? I really wanted to go to Old Cella.
Yeah. That's very good. That's a good one. Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, things are backwards.
It's very
there's certain things that are pretty backwards out here, but there's certain things that are.
I mean, there's shit to complain about everywhere.
That's what I'm saying.
It's all fucked.
It's nothing better for us. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Even like in Montana, man. Everyone. So all the Californians are moving to Boise. What's it called?
Bozeman,
Montana. Yeah. I guess
Bozeman's the shit.
Yeah, Bozeman's awesome.
Yeah, Bozeman's the shit. I gotta be honest. Montana's a really cool spot.
Yeah.
I get it, but
I would love to move there. Honestly,
it's gonna drive up the prices. Anyway, well, you guys, this has been incredible. This has been awesome.
We got another 6 minutes and 25 seconds before they kick us off.
So real quick, you had sent over a question about who we would want to interview if we could interview anyone. So I'm going to ask you guys first.
Well, how about Xander Schauffele?
Man, Xander Schauffele would be great. I mean, you have mentioned do these guys know who he is, first of all?
Yeah. Do you guys know who that is?
No, it sounds like some kind of EDM bullshit.
Well, there's a lot of that going on. If you obviously
for sure.
EDM show was very recently, and I will say, don't judge a book by its cover. It's a lot more entertaining than you might expect, and there's a certain type of people that are huge followers that really enjoy it. I was not that person for a very, very, very long time, and my mind was changed. I just had to go with somebody who's very passionate about it and like really experience it on not hard drugs, nothing crazy, but
just
a little bit of weed and some a couple beers, and that was great, dude. I had a great time.
Yeah, so. Kevin's been telling me to wait for the drop for about 12 years, so I'm still waiting.
That's true. Yeah, Jake is like one of these like never converted to the dark side, But that's all right. But to answer the question, because we got 5 minutes left, it's he's a professional golfer, but he's from San Diego.
Oh, okay,
so
nice.
It'd be cool to have it because like he
seems like a bro.
Yeah, total bro. Obviously, we love golf, right? So that would obviously help. But also, like I'm sure he's been on Pacific Beach and around La Jolla. Like he knows like all the crazy antics about.
He was a San Diego State alum. So like he would know.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, he's actually
back in the 2010s too, when the shit was really crazy.
Yeah, it was popping. Yeah, like he'd be a perfect guest. So, what about you guys?
So, probably a master distiller.
Yeah.
Trying to think of like who the GOAT would be.
I was gonna say John Daly.
Oh.
I'm going down the golf.
That's a great.
Tell me there's not any other guy in the world you want to golf with and have a beer with than John Daly. And probably some of that weed.
I mean, I don't know shit about golf, but I mean, if he's gonna just pound whiskey with us, I mean, why not?
Did you hear him at the height of this fucking just like drinking, like, you know, debauchery? Dude, he would put down like a case of beer a day and like a fifth or two of Jack Daniels.
And like two packs of cigarettes.
Yeah. Right.
Wait,
Yeah.
this guy was making like millions of dollars and was drinking
He
Jack
won-
Daniels.
he won-
I mean, come on, guys.
won-
That seems like
he
not
won 2 majors.
That doesn't add up in my head, right? Like, shouldn't he be drinking some better shit?
Well, that's the Lemmy from Motorhead.
Lemmy, yeah, of course.
Before every show, he would down a fifth of Jack, and then probably drink more on stage.
Oh, I'm sure.
And then he was notorious for, if you ever went to his house, he would hand you a bottle of Jack Daniels as you walked in. He just had cases and cases sitting in his front like foyer.
I guess if you're drinking that much, then you gotta like not burn through your millions that quickly.
Yeah, and like when he like a few years before he passed away, he had gone to the doctor and said like, "Hey, I think it's time for me to get sober." And they did blood work on him, and they were like, "If you get sober, you'll die."
Holy shit.
Your blood is so polluted that if you get sober, your body will just like go into shock and you'll die.
Like, when have you ever heard a doctor say that? You know, like mental or otherwise. Like, yeah, actually, the best thing for you is not to get sober. Like, what the fuck?
keep drinking Jack and smoking meth. You know, it's the only thing keeping you going.
Sure.
All right, guys, as our time's running out here, where can our listeners find you guys at?
Yeah, so it's America's _finest _podcast, and I have to give that distinction because there's like 2 other like inactive profiles out there that aren't, you know, with the same name. So that's the Instagram. It's got the Spotify link in there. We're gonna get a link tree up there pretty soon with all of our links to Twitter, Google, Apple Podcasts, all that stuff. You can search for us across those places and find us as well. Did I miss anything?
Dude, I'm very disconnected. Kevin's doing an awesome job of marketing us. I just show up and you know, talk. But
I like your style.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, well, it's funny because when you said that in the beginning, I'm like, it's funny. There's someone that's like super. Not that I'm not into this, but like that's super motivated to like get us out there and do all this stuff. And then there's another one of us that's like, I'm just here. I'll show up when you need me to, and I'll do this. And
chilling.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so you can find Bourbon Matters on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Google, Stitcher, basically all the places, YouTube. So yeah, like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and all that other bullshit.
Instagram's at Bourbon Matters, Facebook's at Bourbon Matters.
Yep.
Yeah, hell yeah.
There we
Follow
go.
these guys. They're fucking prime.
Guys, I've never met you in person, but I feel like I have after this. This has been incredible. So
yeah,
good. Now I don't have to come to California.
No. You're not getting out of that.
Wait a minute. Listen. If you come here in like February, you will be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, you'll like
the lack
it.
of crowds, the weather, it's incredible. It really is. Like we stay here for the winters. We fucking endure the summers, but we stay here for the winters, honestly.
Hell yeah. Locals only, baby. All right. You guys, thank you guys so much. This is a ton of fun.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome.
All right, we'll see you.
See ya.
Later.
Take care, guys.